What's up, guys? Jason here from CoinCrafters. I know I haven't made a video in a long time, quite a while, and I don't feel like there's a whole lot left to make a video about making coin rings. I think it's all been covered by several people about how to craft the rings, how to powder coat them, making different rounds, gold coin rings, the different tools, methods. I think everybody's pretty much covered it all. But I decided I'm going to make one today because I've been working, it's getting pretty monotonous once you do. I started out loving making coin rings, but after like 6 or 7 years, you're doing the same Morgan, same Walk and Liberty, same stuff over and over and over again. It tends to get monotonous. And I'm doing one order right now where you see this is not even, probably not even half or a third of the order. And I still got more I'm working on over here. And it's gotten monotonous. So I want to take a break. And finally, today I got a customer who didn't want a Morgan or a Walk in Liberty. I haven't got to do one of these in a while, actually. A 1 ounce Double Eagle. 2022 edition. So that's going to be fun. So figured why not get it on video. And also I got some of these in, a couple rolls of these Don't Tread on Me rounds. I'll be doing those here in a couple weeks once I'm done with all this other stuff. So today we're going to do this just to break the monotonous of the Morgan dollars. So I'm going to get things set up and we'll get this rolling. I think that's recording. I think we're gonna go with the half inch punch on this 1 ounce round here. There's the plug, which I will be keeping that. Perfectly center. back on here. Alright, it's folding time. Not too worried about these new modern ones. They don't really give you fits. If this was an older 1800s gold, this would be the part where you start praying to your God. There's no micro cracks or splits in it. Do a little bit at a time and then look at that rim. The hole was so small at first when I was sanding that I could go back in there and make that a little bit smoother, which I'll probably do. Want that nice and baby smooth. Looking good. Alright, I just annealed this one more time. It got a little bit tough. These new coins, you want to anneal often. The older 1800s gold, you kind of don't, because every time you heat it and quench it, it tends to reticulate more and more. No matter what you do with the 1800 coins, they're going to reticulate on you to some degree. But the new gold, for some reason, just doesn't. I guess it's the way the 1800s was made compared to the new stuff. I think that's good. No cracks. Looking good. On to the old press over here. Let me resituate the camera. Here's a little source of debate for you. If you watched any of my videos before from years ago, you know, what it was, 3-4 years ago, I come up with I invented this method of taking these strips and you simply wrap them around the Morgan like this before you put them in your SW dies. So you just wrap it up like that, and then you stick it down in your Swede wrap dies, and it will every time come out perfect on a Morgan because it's 90% silver, so it doesn't really leave any marks on it. A lot of people love it, some people don't like it, and most people that don't like it will tell you it's because they're seeing something that looks like reticulation, or the paper towel leaves marks on the coins, and that is usually because they're doing either 999 fine silver rounds, gold coins, whatever, something that has a much higher silver or gold content than 90%. And yeah, you'll be able to see the little marks that the paper towel has on it. It will leave those in fine silver and fine gold. So what I do with those, for anything else, it's fine, and it saves a whole lot of tape, because if you don't use the paper towel method, you gotta wrap and wrap and wrap, put like 30-40 wraps or whatever it is, something ridiculous people put on those things. But paper towels work fine. But if we are going to do a gold or a fine silver coin, what I will do is I will either do 7 or 8 wraps of the tape on it, or I'll just do 1 or 2 wraps, and then I will take my strip and wrap around it. Those 1 or 2 wraps of tape will prevent any of these marks from being left on the coin, and you still don't have to use a whole crap ton of wraps on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that set up. Okay, we're back. So I have put just 2 wraps of the monster on there, and then I did 1 wrap of the paper towel strip. Just 1 full length of paper towel. You know, you cut your strips out of 1 sheet, the full length of the sheet, wrap it around there, and that will fully protect that coin as it's going down the Swede wrap dies. Also cut me a couple of these little rounds to go on top, because I don't want to damage the top of the rim with the brass plunger. Make sure that's the right one. Yep. That's good. See, it didn't hurt the edge. Also, a good thing about the paper towels is you can kind of fold it over from the inside before you knock it out, so it doesn't hurt the edge. Another thing about that tape I don't like is it's a pain in the butt to get back off of there. The towel just comes right off, but the tape is stuck. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. Okay, I did just anneal this one more time. I always like to anneal as soon as it comes out of the Swedes wrap dies before I put it into the regular dies to start forming the shape, just to soften it up and make it easier. Don't need to protect the edges on this because it's just going to roll these right here. It's not going to touch the detail yet. Now if you go too far with it, it will get into the detail, but that's usually if you're only going down past the size 8 into like size 7s and 6s. What am I looking for? Where's my little plunger? Start rolling that in. Close. I'll go down to probably 8.5, 8 and quarter maybe. So I want this to end up at a 9, but we need to take off these gold ones don't have much of a lip on them, but once you shave off that lip there, you'll end up close to your size 9, and then you can just fine tune it from there. Now on the cut edge, you do want to protect it here in the die a little bit, because you will take the detail off if you don't. Looking pretty good. I just need to bring the top in a little bit more. Just a hair. Looking really good. Okay, now we're gonna cut off some of this lip. I like to start with this little guy. Just give it a quick ream around the rim there. Clean your thing off as best you can. Yeah, so I got quite a bit of silver on there. Probably silver shavings. You want to collect these, they do add up. I've cashed in several ounces and ounces and ounces of shavings. These are all knockouts from Morgan's. Stuff adds up. Smelt them down into silver bars. Okay. Do this just a little. You gotta be real careful when you're doing this not to hit any of this detail on accident on the inside with this thing. See, if you use this, it keeps your, especially if you're doing gold, it'll keep it nice and balled up like that before you switch over to your little grinder or sander. There's still a little bit of a lip on there, but you don't want to take it too far down with this tool because you'll start accidentally hitting the detail on there. So this is where you want to take it to your little grinder first, usually if it's a silver, and you'll just get right in there, get it right up to the edge, and then you'll take your fine grit sandpaper and go over a little bit more, smooth it out. Make sure not to hit any of the detail inside. Knock this little edge off the side of the rim here. And see, it's going to look a little bit rough after that, but we're about to smooth that out with the fine sandpaper on the Dremel. Again, make sure you accidentally don't hit any of the details that's right up against that rim. That. Make it more comfort fitty. This is personal preference. I like to go over the outside of the rim to make it more like a rounded ring look. Some people like to leave it straight looking. I like it rounded. Customer likes it rounded, so we're going with rounded. Do your inside real quick. Your outside here. And we're going to smooth those out even more here in a little bit. That's what we got so far. These things make very pretty rings. Gorgeous. Alright, next step. You want to make sure you got all that, fill it with your finger. If you still feel a lip, go over the spot where you feel a little snag. You want to make sure it's all nice and smooth for the customer, so it's like a comfort fit for them. Feels good to me. So we're going over here. Have not cleaned my shop in a while, so excuse the mess. Okay, you see here, I got this roll of this is kind of like a pliable, it's like got a rubber on the back of it. It's sandpaper. You can get this stuff, it's made by 3M, you can get it at Menards, Home Depot. It's like a sandpaper with a rubber back. But it's not really paper. But it's got the sandpaper material on the back of on the front of rubber. And what I do with that is I will run that alongside the edge and smooth it down even more. See it starting to look real nice and round and smooth there. It's pretty good. Then you hit the outside. Again, the outside's preference. If you want the straight look, don't hit the outside, but I like it rounded. See how good that looks? I need to swap out my mandrels here. Smaller one. Do the inside, the other side, and just try to glide it around the bottom back and forth like this. It'll get rid of all them sandpaper marks from the rougher sandpaper when you first started on the cut edge. It'll make it look nice and smooth. Oh, see that? Super smooth. Alright, I want to do a little bit of a wire wheel cleaning this up. You want to go real gentle with the wire wheel because gold is very soft. On the 90% Morgans, you can pretty much get down on that as hard as you want. It ain't gonna hurt it, but on the softer gold, you wanna kind of take your time, go real slow. On the outside, I'll probably just use a little bit of super fine steel wool. You can't buy this at your store. This is actually a 5/0. I think the most you can buy at the store is a 4/0. This is like almost like hair. It's so fine. I had to special order this from an industrial supply. It was only 50 bucks for a great big case of it, so. Looking good, looking good. Now we're just gonna do a final sizing on it and polish her up. About finishing up here, I just hit it with a little flitz and a normal rag. Now I'm hitting with the polishing rag. Just get a little bit more of a shine. See if I can get it close up with this camera. See how pretty that ring is? If it's not as focused on this camera, I might post a close-up picture. Very nice. That's one finished double eagle. 1 ounce gold coin. Going out to the customer.